for your thesis statement, you are going to transfer your thesis statement over from your big outline. Please don't stare at me while I do this work, please. It's being so creepy. So all you have to do is take your big outline here, and you just transfer it over to your introduction thesis row. Word for word, exactly how it appears. You just transfer it over, word for word. And that's where you're going to start on your introduction. Don't do any of the top parts yet. You're just going to start with your thesis statement and transfer it over, so that it looks like this. For your hook, you're going to come up to the top, and you're going to pick one of these four to do a hook on. You can either provide a statistic about school sports, fine arts, or STEAM. You can provide a quotation about one of those three or the school district. You can provide a surprising fact about one of those things or the school district. But remember, if you're going to do a surprising fact about the school district, it has to relate back to sports. So maybe something like the winning record of RAPEC football team if you're doing sports or something like that. Or you can provide a short anecdote as long as it relates to one of those three things, the one that you chose. It should be no more than 3 sentences. It must be relevant to your topic. It has to go back to STEAM, fine arts, or sports. And don't forget a citation if you're copying it from somewhere. So, here is my example. An average $8,881 was spent per student at RAPEC in 2015. So I provided that because I felt like that had something to do with the amount of money that is spent for the school district. So I paraphrased this, that's why it's not in quotation marks, and I provided the citation right here. So you need to find a quote either about school sports, about STEAM or fine arts. You need to, or you can do one of the other ones here. There's 4 different options to choose from, but you need to make sure that your hook is interesting. It's the first thing that your author or your reader is going to read, so you want. Okay, so for the lead and bridge, you need to realize that not everybody that reads your paper is going to necessarily know the prompt. So you need to introduce the prompt to your reader. But you're not just going to repeat the prompt exactly as it appeared to you on that slideshow, okay? You need to introduce that extra money needs to, what's your philosophy on where our money should be spent? Why do you think that extra money should be spent in a specific place? Okay? What's the benefit of extra money going to students? Okay? Tell me that. Then you need to explain your hook. How does that hook tie into your thesis? This is, remember, where you bridge the gap between your hook and your thesis statement. Okay? So let me give you my example. Extra money should be given directly to wherever it most benefits students. That's my philosophy about extra money that's given to the district. My philosophy is that it should always go to a place where students are going to be benefited. Okay? Then I add in that technology piece. Adding technology to the classroom would greatly benefit students and teachers. That's kind of where I'm bridging the gap between, hey, this extra money, my philosophy is that it should go to wherever students are most benefited. And then I'm going to bridge it to my thesis statement of, we need to give the money for new technologies. This is where I bridge it together. This should be no more than 2 sentences, or I'm sorry, no more than 3 sentences. And it needs to be, like I said, a bridge between your hook and your actual claim in your thesis statement. What's your philosophy on extra money being given to the district, and what's your and how does that bridge, how does that connect to your claim in your thesis statement? Okay? Okay, for the last part of your introduction, you are going to add in the counterclaim and the rebuttal. Guys, I don't need your conversations picked up on my recording, so please stop. You need to be working. For the last part, this is where you're going to add in your counterclaim and rebuttal, but you already have it here on your big outline. You have your counterclaim here and your rebuttal here. You will also notice that your counterclaim and rebuttal for this row right here is going to be very similar to your topic sentence, if not exactly the same. So these two should be very similar, if not exactly the same. Now, when we get to our final draft of this paper, it's going to be, I'm going to have you revise it to make it sound like it's not word for word exactly the same as that topic sentence. But for now, you can go ahead and copy it straight from, or change it up a little bit, whatever you'd like. But just know that we will revise this counterclaim and rebuttal in our introduction a little bit so that it doesn't match our topic sentence number 2. So the example is, so you're addressing the other side of the argument and how you plan to respond to those people, address the solution, the counterexample, or the refute or disproving statement. So some may believe that new technology would give students the opportunity to misuse technology. That's exactly what I said in my topic sentence. Teacher monitoring software would prevent this issue from happening. So I took out the conjunctive adverb that I used in my topic sentence number 2. I said, however, and to make it one sentence. So this one, I'm pulling that out, and I am making it 2 sentences, which is what I want for the counterclaim and rebuttal. And then after you've filled in that row, you are finished with your introduction.